right? I went after it. If you want to accomplish something or do something that a lot of people think is difficult to accomplish, you have to put all your eggs in one basket. There's no compromise. Doubt is such a strange thing. There'll be times where you succeed and there are times that you fail. Wasting your time doubting whether you're going to be successful or not is pointless. And you just put one foot in front of the other. You control what you can't control. And then you see what the outcome is. Right? If you win, great. You're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks, but you're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway. You know, if you want to play at an excellent level, if you want to do something excellent, you have to be excellent all the time. It's a way of life. It's not just I show up on Monday and be excellent. No, it don't work that way. You got to be excellent across the board. Right? And that's how you build habits. When excellence becomes a habit, then that's just who you are. The fact of the matter is I'm still trying to get better. Make sure that you put your mind to it and go at it 110%. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Not only academically, but whether it's athletically, you have to go at it 110%. Don't let anybody tell you can't do something. The only person that can stop you from accomplishing something is yourself. Mental toughness is going through a really tough time. Body sore, whatever the case may be. I can't get this particular thing. Right? To me, being mentally tough means you can take your mind someplace else. Concentrate on that other thing. To the point where the thing that was bothering you is no longer in focus. You don't feel it. It's a competition. My mission is to destroy you. When I play against somebody and we line up, you guard me, my whole purpose was to get you to reconsider your life choice to play basketball. So at the end of the day, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. How can I mentally figure out ways to break you down? How can I show you that, no, I have the edge? I want to beat you. I want to let you know I beat you. I'm going to want you to reconsider your professional life choice. Really simple, man. I'm there to just absolutely demoralize and dominate the person that I'm playing against and the team I'm playing against. You know, and that was my mentality going into every single game, is just to absolutely obliterate this guy. I wasn't surprised that I scored 80 points. That sounds really crazy to say, but truly I was not. My shot felt sharp. My footwork was sharp. My conditioning was sharp. That summer, I put a lot of time into it. Put a lot of time on the track. I could run all day. The most important thing, I think, for players that come after you is understanding these things are possible, because you don't want to ever limit your imagination. How in the world can we inspire people if we're continuing to give them what they believe is possible? Not really inspiring anyone, right? So I think that is the most important thing that I would like the next generation of athletes to take from. The greatest fear you face is yourself, because we all have dreams. It's very scary sometimes to accept the dream that you have. And it's scarier still to say, okay, I want that. It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself? Right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person that then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. And I think that's our challenge as people, is to figure out how our story can impact others and motivate them in a way to create their own greatness. You got a lot of people paying their hard-earned money to come watch you perform. It's your job to be in shape. It's your job to be strong enough to perform at that level every single night. And as a competitor, I'm not ducking shit. So if there's something I can leave for this next generation, is to have that constant curiosity about it. You have to continue to ask questions and try to understand why things happen. Because when you understand why things happen, you understand how to make things happen. The way we approach the game, the same way we approach life. You do the right thing. You make the right play. Make the right play. And in life, it's the same thing. What do you feel in your heart is the right thing to do? And you do that. You know, it seems so simple, but sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things to do. What I've learned is to always keep going. Always. No matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready. He had a great quote that said, rest at the end, not in the middle. And that's something I always live by. I'm not going to rest, I'm going to keep on pushing now. There are a lot of answers that I don't have, even questions that I don't have. But I'm just going to keep going. Have a good time. enjoy life. Life is too short to get bogged down and be discouraged. You have to keep moving. You have to keep going. Put one foot in front of the other, smile, and just keep on rolling. My philosophy was a very simple one. And I made a promise to myself that I was going to work that hard every single day so that when I do retire, I have no regrets. And that was the most important thing for me is to leave no stone unturned, get better every single day. And if I lived that way, then over time, I'd have something that was beautiful. Now, if you live your life to just get better every single day, do that for 20 years, I mean, what do you have?
Is how do you negotiate with yourself? And talk about the mental side of it, like the thoughts that happen in your mind when you're going through a competitive situation or you're facing a tight deadline. You talk yourself out of it. You say, okay, well, I won't be able to do it if I don't do it, or I don't have to get up on a Tuesday morning and go ahead and hit the track. What is this day really mean? Like when you have those conversations with yourself, are you able to negotiate your way out of that little voice telling you it's not that important, or does that little voice get the best of you? I think that's what separates people who go on to do great things versus people who don't.
If you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. No matter what it is, if you're going to do it and do it to the best of your ability. Like when you find that thing that you love, then life makes sense. Wake up in the morning and life makes sense. You have to figure out what it is that you really want to do. Like wake up in the morning and say, I'm excited to go do this. But when you find what it is that you love to do, then you wake up every morning with a sense of purpose. If you love what you do and it's making you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off. Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it? It's finding what you love to do. I wake up in the morning excited to get to it. And if you have that feeling, then you're truly doing what God has put you on this earth to do. I don't negotiate with myself. I told myself, at 13 that I want to be one of the greatest who have ever played. That's the deal I made. I shook hands with myself. That is the deal. That is the contract. That is non-negotiable. I was on the track at like 4:30 a.m. In the middle of it, I'm thinking to myself, man, my legs are really tired. They're really hurting. And then I thought to myself, well, what would a quitter do? Would they just stop right now? Like, how does that work? Like, if I just stop right now, what would that feel like? Is that what? Because I always in second place? Oh, but I want to tell you guys something. When you have a dream, the one thing you have to watch out for are those out there that are trying to crush your dream. And you cannot allow that to happen. That is your biggest challenge. So I challenge you to have your dream, go after it with all you have, and be legendary in your own right. The confidence comes from preparation. So when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before. All right. And so in those moments, if it looks like I'm ice cold or not nervous, it's because I've done it thousands of times before. So what's one more time? The key factor for me wasn't whether or not I was ready. It was the fact that if I wasn't ready, I was determined to figure out how to get ready. And ultimately, even if I was ready, I still need to improve anyway, right? So the work's not going to stop. The message is always to go out there and dominate. There's no let up. Once the game starts and once the practice begins, you're in that mode. Everything's a game 7. When you approach every practice, every game with that kind of mentality, it bleeds into the rest of the guys. Then the rest of the unit has that same approach, that same intensity, but it starts at the top. The most important thing is that you become the best version of yourself. That is the key. Get better every single day. Are you better today than you were yesterday? The answer is yes, and you're on the right track. That's Mamba mentality. Get better every single day. Because sometimes,
Let's get it, man. What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. This is the 216th, episode of Coffee in Crypto. Definitely appreciate y'all for being here. And it's the first day of Bitcoin Nashville. So there's a big Bitcoin convention happening out in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you're out that way, you should definitely check it out. I probably should have went, but I didn't make it, so it's all good. But if you're up that way, definitely check out the conference is happening up in Nashville, Tennessee. It's supposed to be one of the biggest ones for Bitcoin, specifically outside of like Bitcoin Miami or like NFT New York or NFT Miami or those big conferences. This is one of those. So Bitcoin is one of the biggest headline things. It's talk that Donald Trump supposed to speak there. Kamala Harris supposedly backed down to speak, but maybe she's speaking. I don't know. Some of the biggest companies in the world, biggest influencers, biggest hedge funds, biggest speakers will all be on those stages at Bitcoin Nashville. So make sure you guys check that out, or at least check it out on YouTube to stay abreast, just like we do all the time, right? Of all of the new, conference topics and stuff, because it's Thursday and we won't be able to cover this stuff until Tuesday officially. I mean, if you follow me on social media, obviously you all will be able to see different reels that I may put out or different things like that. But make sure you all are doing your own research. And it looks like today is a very small class. Like a lot of people didn't come to class today, and that is okay. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep going no matter what, because this is not about, for me, this ain't about people showing up. It's just about me staying consistent, right? If I'm not consistent, or if I can't just continue to do something, then to me, that is a sign of a lack of character. And for me, I don't have a lack of character. No matter what, no matter how it feels, we're going to get to the end of this. We're going to see this vision through, and we're going to see this mission through. And I'm grateful for each and every single one of you all to show up each and every single time just for your success. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into today's call. It's not even going to be a long call today. I have a couple of things to share, a couple of things to show, and then we'll be up out of here today. And also, if you guys did not sign up for that Rich Off Crypto Challenge, it will be starting next Friday. So the first Friday of the month, each and every single month. So this will be our third one. So if you have not, tapped in, okay, make sure you all tap in. Now, I got a quick video. I actually watched this movie last night, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all should go watch this movie. Like, I don't know if y'all like a good action movie, a good, I'm pretty sure, my dad is watching, and we love, all right, a good action movie. So if y'all have not been on Amazon Prime, I'd highly recommend that y'all go watch The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. That boy bad. Hey, Jason Statham, listen, off the chain. After this, like, he's always been my favorite action guy for a long time. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. All right. But listen, Jason Statham has come out with a brand new hit. And this one was cutthroat. And it was completely set on what we talk about all the time. Okay, what we talk about all the time, which is cryptocurrency, digital assets, stuff like that, guys. So if you ain't checked out The Beekeeper, man, make sure you get some Amazon Prime in your life and go check this movie out. But I want to take a quick clip, because you got to remember, more and more movies are starting to come out that are putting cryptocurrency and NFTs and blockchain into their movies. And I told you all, two of the things that influence the world when it comes to mass adoption, number one is celebrities, right? Celebrity endorsements, celebrities being a part of it. So this can be celebrities that are actors, anything like that, right? Musicians, but celebrities and entertainment. Okay, people pay attention to entertainment more than anything. Okay, most of y'all go to sleep with a TV on, okay, or maybe you watched it before you went to sleep. You sat in the living room. Most people do that, right? So entertainment will always rule the nation. Okay, and the second thing is sports. Okay, so with that being said, a lot of people love this guy right here, Jason Statham. And with that being said, look, one point, I don't even think this is a new movie. I think The Beekeeper has actually been out for a couple of months. I've seen it for a while, but I don't know why I didn't watch it, right? But for some reason last night, I took a look at it and it was off the chain. So I'm going to show you guys real quick this quick clip. Now, this was clipped out from 6 months ago. It has 1.3 million views, just this clip alone. Okay, so pay attention and enjoy. And then we're going to dive into this bullish content. Let's go.
Bleeding? Why are you bleeding? What do you mean bleeding?
My fingers on my right hand. He cut them off.
Okay. Go. Tell me who he is right now.
I don't know. The beekeeper makes honey and beehives.
So beehives. What's he saying about bees?
I don't know. He said he was like protecting the hive or something. Oh, man.
It's over with. It's over with.
Oh, crypto? NFTs? I got NFTs. What? No, you think, man? Don't move.
So I just wanted to show that quick clip. It was a couple clips in there where they talked about crypto, they talked about different things, right? But that man, listen, that clip right there, where he said he got in the car, he said, "What you want, man? You want crypto? You want crypto? You want NFTs?" You know what I mean? My boy was trying to bargain. Like, hey, he was up a bag. Like, he didn't have no fiat. Like, he ain't got no fiat. He was like, "Bro, I got crypto and NFTs." My boy Jason Statham said, "I don't know what that is, bro. I'm just a beekeeper. I'm finna go ahead and put you in the river, my boy." Right? So just know that these little clips right here, right, even as insignificant as you may think it is, those little clips right there are the clips that people remember. And that little crypto comment, that little NFT comment, that little blockchain comment from these movies will sit with people. It's going to sit in their subconscious mind, and they're going to remember it. And the more they hear about it, the more they hear about it, the more they hear about it, more and more people will get into this space because of it becoming more popular. Okay? So just know that you're in the right space at the right time, guys. It is still new. They're still clipping in crypto into these movies into 2024, y'all, and it's only going to get more and more lit. Now, speaking of movies, I actually got a bonus for y'all real quick. Okay? Again, y'all, this is not financial advice. So make sure you do your own research. And I'm not telling you, okay, I'm not telling you to actually go and actually invest in this, right? But there is this new well, y'all all know about Gala, right? Gala is a token. Okay. Some of you all own Gala, some of you all don't. Okay, I'm not telling you to do it. However, Gala has a side of it called Gala Film. Okay. And so they actually have their very first blockchain-based movie that is Emmy nominated called Razor. Okay, it is Emmy nominated called Razor. You can watch this for free and you can earn tokens for watching movies. Earn tokens for watching movies. Okay, earn tokens for watching movies. What do we have on here? What kind of films do we have? Right. So you get paid in film token, right? The future of film. Okay. You got this one right here. You got all these. So there's quite a few, movies and films and comedies and stuff like that, right? In theaters, different stuff. So you can start diving into this and start earning money. Like some of y'all love watching movies, right? How would you like to get paid in crypto for watching movies? This is the future, y'all. They're going to literally, they're going to tokenize everything, and they're going to give us little perks here and little perks there to be able to shift over into this paradigm. Okay. And I just wanted to show you all that, Gala is making some big moves. And even though maybe you can't see the vision today, understand that Blockbuster came from somewhere. Hollywood Films was an idea that came somewhere. Netflix was an idea that came somewhere. AMC was an idea that came somewhere. And Gala Film is an idea of this century that's just now coming out, y'all. And if you've never heard about it, you heard about it here first. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the total crypto market cap. Okay, $2.3 trillion market cap. We are down 4%. We're at a 59 sentiment. Okay, and guess what, y'all? Y'all continue to come here for free. Okay, and get value. Get value. I promise y'all, most of y'all never heard of Gala Film. Most people never heard of that. Okay, never heard of that. Just gave you another way to be able to potentially, I'm not saying it's going nowhere in price, but these are potential opportunities to be early. And believe me, in my Discord group, we got plenty. We got plenty. I just dropped one last night that's on the Stellar Network. We went ahead and got 1 million tokens. If you're not paying, if you're in the Discord group and you ain't looked at the Discord group since this morning, you slipping on your pimping. What's wrong with you? You paid for this and you don't even look at the Discord group? That's piss poor. Stop being piss poor or you're going to continue to be poor. Stop making those decisions. Make better decisions. Pay attention. You pay for something, use it. If you pay for something, use it. If you're a part of something, be the best part of it. Okay? Plug in, because I'm telling y'all right now, I got more and more opportunities because my ears is to the streets right now. I'm looking to prove a point. I'm looking to be able to create as many millionaires as possible. So make sure you all are plugging in to this space, specifically our Discord group, y'all. Okay. Now, Ethereum's down 9%, Bitcoin's down 4%, and we have a Bitcoin conference today. Okay. BNB's down, Solana's down, XRP's down, Doge. Everything is down. We are in the red right now. I'm not saying that these are price points that are good to buy. I'm not telling you any of that, right? What I am telling you is that we do have red in the market and we buy the blood in the streets, okay? We buy the blood in the streets. That's why I chose to wear my black in like hot orange / red crypto shirt today, right? Did you dollar cost average today? Did you get you some crypto today? I'm walking around all day with this shirt today. Why? Because the markets is bleeding. Okay. I gotta pique someone's interest today. There's somebody out there that wants to invest in crypto and they didn't know VO, they didn't know coffee and crypto even existed. And today they're gonna know. All right. Now, I want to play a quick video based on artificial intelligence and digital assets from Tom Emmer. Okay. And I want you guys to pay attention. He posted this on his page, but they're still on Capitol Hill solidifying bills, talking about the future of everything with this emerging tech space. And so just like we always talk about, this is not just about crypto here, but we're focused on as many emerging technologies as possible to make sure that people are diversified and well invested into their future. Let's get it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for holding this important hearing today. And like the others, I want to thank all the witnesses for your testimony. Mr. Karuna Murthy, said it right? I did. You have had a long and very impressive career in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Just to get us started, I have a quick yes or no question. Have you contemplated any potential intersections between AI and digital assets?
Yes.
All right. I figured that was the answer. The nexus between AI and digital assets seems necessary and inevitable to me. In fact, there could realistically be a future symbiotic relationship between the two. In many ways, AI has opened our eyes to the reality of digital inauthenticity, and crypto ensures digital authenticity. In other words, the immutable nature of digital assets transactions offers digital assets and blockchain. It offers them up as at least one tool for authenticating. And if not potentially being the key tool, which is becoming increasingly unclear with the rise of AI. Of course, it goes without saying that AI offers significant promises and benefits to our economy. AI, along with digital assets, are leading us toward a powerful global digital economy. We just need to ensure this technology is crafted by Americans and with American values. Scale AI is at the forefront of AI development, given AI's need for reliable data. When I think of what makes data reliable, I'm not only concentrated on the data inputs themselves, but also the processes by which data is gathered and verified. Last month, there was an article in Cointelegraph that discussed the critical role of blockchain technology, the critical role that technology can play to ensure that data used in AI models is authentic, immutable, traceable, and transparent. This would therefore give certainty. Sir, as you consider how data labeling will evolve over the medium and long term, do you think blockchain technology can be used as a tool to ensure data authenticity in the future? If so, how?
Thank you, Congressman. And I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the important role AI plays for the U.S. economy and American competitiveness. We consider this the most transformative technology we've faced in the last 20 years. And so it's important to get ahead of these opportunities and also highlight safety risks. The provenance of the data that we use to train these models and that these models leverage in order to come up with decisions is of increasingly important paramount for us to observe, monitor, and to find authoritative sources of information. So whether we're talking about the blockchain or digital identity solutions, those all have an important role to play in ensuring that data is accurate and up to date. We also have developed a variety of techniques that understand how these AI models leverage that data. one important one that we highlighted in our written testimony was red teaming, to understand that those models can be tricked or fooled in certain ways to believe that someone is who they aren't, or that or to reveal private information. And so we're developing a lot of those techniques that will come at the intersection of blockchain and other solutions, and helping establish the provenance of the data used in the models and how that drives decision making.
Thank you. I believe the convergence of blockchain and AI can not only improve the trustworthiness of data, but the decentralization of artificial intelligence data can mitigate single point of failure security issues. And additionally, as AI systems communicate with each other and need to transact with each other to obtain information, digital assets and AI can have that symbiotic relationship. Sir, what do you envision is the primary way that digital asset technology can engage and interact with artificial intelligence systems in the future?
Thank you. An important way is to make open and transparent what information is being used by these AI models, so that as a public, we can evaluate where these models are giving safe and responsible answers, or where these models might have been misled. Having an open and transparent system to understand where data is coming from, or where data has evolved over time, can be incredibly important to the U.S. economy, and it's important for the evaluation of these systems.
Well, thank you. And finally, Mr. Karunamurthy, sorry, I was going to blow it at some point. To develop and lead in the next iteration of the internet powered by AI and digital assets, we need this technology to be designed and built by Americans and with American values. How can governments support entrepreneurs and businesses like yours with the global talent in the global talent war to not only attract but to retain high-skilled tech talent right here in the United States?
Yes, we are absolutely in a global talent war, and we've seen increasing evidence that countries like China have really powerful AI talent, and they're putting them in positions of authority where they can train future AI models. We believe here in the US, it's important to highlight the role that developing talent and upskilling workers plays in developing the future of this technology, which goes beyond just researchers. It also means American workers need to understand how AI can be used to assist them in their job functions, and understand where these models are capable or where they might not be capable today.
So I just want, for my entrepreneurs, my thinkers, my people, I asked the question yesterday in the Discord group. Nobody answered, and that's cool. Maybe y'all don't look at the Discord group. I don't know. But regardless, I asked a question. I said, how many of you all would be interested in doing what it is that I do? You know what I'm saying? Just educating people, writing books, creating your own podcast, building your Instagram, your Twitter, your TikTok from zero to however many tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of followers, maybe 1 million, whatever the case may be, right? If that's been a goal, if that's something that you can see yourself doing, right, then you can see yourself having a long-lasting career. If you get into education within this space, you will have a long-lasting career, because the very last thing you said was we need people in place because of the fact that every single employee is going to need to know what AI is, AI data, immutability, traceability, transparency. They need to know all of this stuff. And they're also going to have to understand digital assets, because they're both going to go hand in hand. So being able to be on these types of calls and collect this information every single day or 2 times a week, okay, is absolutely pivotal to your future as an educator. If you're sitting on here and listening to this and you don't position yourself to get some of this educational bag, whether that's privately, publicly, joining a company that's already doing it and using your resume and bringing the talents and the skills that you have from your other industry and bringing it over here in some aspect, shape, fashion, or form, then you are doing yourself a disservice and you're leaving money on the table. Don't leave money on the table. So I got an investment that I'm not telling you all to invest into, but it's something that I thought was interesting. This is going to be the number 28 token in the world, and they really just came out with it, but it's called Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. And this is the new alliance that Fetch AI, Singularity Network, and Ocean Protocol, okay, are all collaborated on to establish this new superintelligence alliance, okay? So this new AI superintelligence alliance, which still goes underneath FET, which is Fetch AI, they just went ahead and combined this and made it a coalition. Okay, very important to understand because we just listened to how that is very important as well over here when we listen to Tom Emmer. Now, going back here, right? Beautiful thing about this is, okay, if I was looking at this, we've seen Fetch AI or this now new collaboration go all the way up to about $3.26, and they were at $1.20. If we can get below $1 on this, I believe that that would be a great price point to enter. Now, I'm not saying $1.20 is not a great price point to enter in on. That's completely up to you. But if I can see a FET go underneath $1, this may be something that I would be willing to go ahead and invest pretty handsomely into to make sure I go ahead and increase my holdings. Now, if you want to go ahead and start dollar cost averaging, it's completely up to you. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not telling you not to do it. However, one thing I'm telling you to do is do your research and make sure that you understand what this technology is. Go to their website, check them out, look them up, make sure that they're legit, right? And if it's something that you can see, because we just heard what they're working on Capitol Hill right now. Artificial intelligence and digital assets. And this is one of the biggest players in that space. So just wanted to give you all a couple of nuggets today. Now, going over to some technicals, going over to some TA real quick. I wanted you all to take a look right here because I thought that this was pretty cool. How many people remember, what day was this? This was on, okay, this was on Saturday and Sunday. How many people Saturday and Sunday remember when I marked this off right here? How many people remember when I marked this off on our call that we had, our trading call, right? How many people remember when I put this little this down? What I'm talking about is this downtrend, right? How many people remember this downtrend? I just marked it off, and I told you all right here. I told you all that this, if we saw this bounce off of this downtrend and continue down, we finally created a downtrend, all right, another downtrend. So we're going to pay attention and see, because right now we're bearish, right? We're bearish amongst a lot of things happening in the world right now. So maybe this is just a fake out. You know, I don't know, and you know, I don't want to speculate. However, something else that I see right here is, you know, a potential where, you know, potential head and shoulder pattern that could form, right? I mean, we see the left shoulder, we see the head, and we see that it kind of dropped below the left shoulder, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody's shoulder, you know, everybody's shoulders and heads and right shoulders, just everybody's just ain't as, you know, well put together as everybody's, right? Some people got disabilities, right? Some people's shoulders are a little down here than the left shoulder or the right shoulder, whatever, right? So we got to also expect that type of, you know, thing to happen here in the markets as well, right? Everything can't be perfect, but I can see a potential head and shoulder pattern forming. And so we'll continue to watch this as we go into Saturday. And, you know, Saturday we have our morning trading session that we host privately for our Discord group. So we will cover this and we'll continue to watch what happens and track this market. Okay, so so that's it. Now, major announcement. So y'all remember the company Swirls Lab. Now, Swirls Lab was the original company that created Hedera Hash Graph, okay? They created Hedera Hash Graph. Well, excuse me, y'all, sorry about that. Well, if you take a look at this, okay, Swirls Labs has now changed its name to Hash Graph. Okay, so Hash Graph is the company's name now. Okay, Lehman Bear, Mance Harmon, and the rest of the team decided to switch it over. And here's the reason why.
I'm Eric Piscini, and I'm here to share some really exciting news. Swirls Labs is changing its name to Hash Graph.
Value creation comes from having a thriving ecosystem of builders who are developing decentralized apps on top of the Hedera network. The ethos of a public network is that it should evolve and grow on its own over time and not be steered by a select group of a few people. So for that reason, in May of 2022, we left Hedera, Lehman and I, to found Swirls Labs. And we did this with the explicit goal of establishing a standalone company that would not only support the Hedera Network's software development, but also contribute independently to the Hedera ecosystem with new products that use and are complementary to the Hedera Network and the ecosystem.
I'm excited about this name change. This is cool. So Hashgraph is a word the world knows. The Hashgraph consensus algorithm, I remember at the very first hackathon, we passed out t-shirts that said, what is Hashgraph? And people now know. Everybody knows what Hashgraph is. And I love that we're going full circle to make our name be Hashgraph. And really what we're talking about is recovering the original vision of shared worlds. The idea is that there isn't just one ledger. There's a million different little shared worlds, and anyone can wave their hand and carve out a piece of cyberspace and create their little shared world that's private. But then they all link to each other and to the public ledger, and that we are able then to talk back and forth. And so this shows why things like bridges will be very important. It's critical that we'll be able to create these ledgers. You can create a ledger that's private, that's only in one country, only run by certain types of people. And then you can have Hedera is the public ledger, and then you can have them talking to each other. You can even imagine private ledgers that are temporary, like while you're playing a game, one is created during your game, and after an hour, it shuts down when your game ends. And then it talks back to the major ledger, the public ledger, and records things. So I love this idea that we are now coming full circle, and we will be able to do this now under the name of Hashgraph, which is exceedingly exciting to me.
I couldn't be more excited about building on the top of the vision that Manson Lehman set for us about 6 years ago. I want Hashgraph in the future to be a verb. I want people to say, did you Hashgraph your application, your business model, your idea? And together as an ecosystem, I know we can do that and push the limit of what can be built with the Hashgraph technology. Thank you.
You feel me? So shout out to the investors of Hedera Hashgraph. It's looking good, man. They're continuing to update the systems. They're continuing to get better. They're continuing to improve. They're hiring. They're expanding. They're expanding their vision. I love to see it. Okay? I love to see it. Now, let's continue to push forward. We know how great Hashgraph is, and we've also heard how terrible, okay, Bitcoin is on the ecosystem, on the world, on our, you know, on our just period, right? It's not the best for our energy. It's not the best for fees. It's not the best for, you know, speed. Okay. But you know, they've made so many different improvements to the Bitcoin ecosystem that a lot of these comments that people have made in the past about Bitcoin, especially in a lot of these communities that are like faster, you know, communities that are, you know, not proof of work, but proof of stake communities. You know, we talk a lot of junk about Bitcoin. A lot of people do, right? I want to come back and play this video. And then I also want to tell you all that Bitcoin now has layer 2s, and it has use cases, and there's things that's being built through smart contract capabilities through the Bitcoin protocols, that's consensus protocols that's on, you know, the Bitcoin network. So Bitcoin, the same Bitcoin that we were used to from, you know, 2010, 11, and so on, is not the same Bitcoin that is today, right? There's still growth. And that's a beautiful thing, because we want to see Bitcoin do well, because the rest of the crypto market does well. So when Bitcoin does well, we don't want to see Bitcoin not do well. It's not, I mean, like if you own it, if you don't own it, if you believe in it, if you don't believe in it, listen, this is not financial advice. However, you want to be open-minded in this space, because you don't know who the winner is going to be. You just want to make sure that, you know, at the end of the day, it's not about, oh, we don't want Bitcoin. Yeah, we want Bitcoin to be around, because Bitcoin being around is good for the ecosystem. Ethereum being around is good for the ecosystem, and everything else being around is good for the ecosystem. So with that being said, I'm gonna play this quick video from notfinancialadvice.crypto. Y'all know I love this page, y'all. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter, or them a follow on Twitter, because they always drop some great content, and I always find value, and I love to share it with y'all. So I'm gonna play this quick clip right here about Bitcoin and a different perspective that maybe you can pick up as well when it comes to this. Enjoy.
What I mean by market making fiction. Jim Cramer described it best when he admitted in an old interview that hedge funds basically have no choice but to lie about the actual reason they own things in an effort to establish a market fiction.
What's important when you're in that hedge fund mode is to not do anything remotely truthful. Because the truth is so against your view.
Right.
That it's important to create a new truth to develop a fiction.
That clip still shocks me to this day. But yeah, I think as investors, we need to be constantly unwinding the deceitful strategic narratives of hedge funds and mainstream media and gather as much data around these topics as we can to intuitively piece the story together ourselves. I need you to think beyond Bitcoin simply as digital money or a store of value for a moment and consider the ripple effects of its design. Bitcoin mining, or proof of work, the mechanism that generates new Bitcoin and processes transactions on the network, we're led to believe is bad for the environment because it requires too much electricity. This narrative, as you'll soon see, was planted by market makers to create a fiction, as Jim Cramer described earlier, a parallel universe of false perspectives to pull you away from true understanding. And here it is in action.
It's a massive waste of energy. It's very expensive and slow. It makes no sense. There's no good reason why this should exist other than pure speculation where get more people involved so we can make money on the early investors. I don't see any reason for it.
Bitcoin uses more energy than almost anything else you can think of.
Absolutely.
Bitcoin consumes more energy than entire countries.
To expend a lot of energy producing nothing, which is what Bitcoin really is.
Bitcoin mining uses more electricity than Argentina.
It's a dirty money, Dave. And unless they solve that problem, that currency is going to fail at some point.
It takes up too much energy, particularly Bitcoin, because it needs to be mined. Figure that into your calculus when you're buying this stuff.
So these media sellouts relentlessly push a narrative that says Bitcoin is horrible for the environment without any further elaboration. They craft surface level headlines like Bitcoin uses more energy than this random country, and then intentionally ignore this energy Bitcoin requires actually results in generating even more energy. And what does this do? It hides the truth behind a fiction, stonewalling the common passive investor from understanding a large part of Bitcoin's true value proposal, jumpstarting green energy generation. What if Bitcoin mining and the energy required to do so is a much more complex concept than energy usage equals bad? What if it actually introduces a novel solution to one of the most pressing energy problems of our time? And what if that's one of the main reasons institutions are so unwaveringly bullish on Bitcoin? What if Bitcoin isn't really bad for the environment at all? And what if the people telling us it was were just reading a script?
Wow. Does Bitcoin introduce a genius catalyst the global energy industry desperately needs in the exact moment and have fictional market narratives bullying us away from understanding this truth? We're about to deep dive. Sheesh. Okay. So just some food for thought, y'all. Like, it did sound to me like they all were saying the same thing. And if you noticed, each and every single one of those people were on TV. They were sitting in front of a monitor. They were reading a monitor. The monitor was telling them the news. They read monitors. They're not coming off the head. They're not like me. I don't have a monitor. I don't have like a script that I'm reading to you all. Everything that I'm doing is coming from the heart, from my mind, and just my energy, right? I'm freestyling, y'all. Like I'm freestyling here. There's no now. Coffee and Crypto gets picked up by a major news network, then yeah, we may have to actually have that. Okay, but right now we're independent. Okay, and that's the beautiful thing about being independent. But once you go corporate, you got to follow their rules. You got to play those rules if you want to keep that position, at the end of the day. So just some food for thought and interesting things to think about when it comes to the space. Now, Donald Trump is set to speak at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, Tennessee this week. Enjoy.
And Bitcoin, by the way, also higher by more than 1% today after the former president appears to have changed his tune on the digital currency this election cycle. Back in 2019, let's recall, he said, "I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity." Again, this was the president in a tweet from 2019. Well, Fast forward to last month. While campaigning for president once again, he's presented himself as a champion of Bitcoin after posting this on Truth Social, quote, "Vote for Trump, Bitcoin mining may be our last line of defense against a central bank digital currency. Biden's hatred of Bitcoin only helps China, Russia, and the radical communist left. We all want the remaining Bitcoin to be made in the USA. It will help us be energy dominant." This Saturday, Trump is scheduled to speak at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, where rumors are swirling that he will announce plans to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve asset. Ahead of that, Dom Chu has a look at how it's doing. And Bitcoin, by the way, also higher by more than 1%.
Okay, so as you can see, Bitcoin they are on a world tour. They're hitting every state, city, wherever they can go, country, to be able to get this message out there. Okay, now, I want to go ahead and switch from the political side, and all of that stuff, the speculative side. And I want to show y'all some real things that's happening right now. It's been happening, but it's happening in China. Okay. There's financial chaos. There's, multiple banks, that get shut down. Okay. So pay attention to what's happening in China, because what's happening in China, what's happening in other countries is also happening here in the US. Okay. And we want to make sure that we're ahead of the game and we know the information. So I'm gonna play this quick clip. They say, hey, I don't know what they're saying, but I feel like they're saying, run me my money, cuz. Run me my money, cuz. That's what I heard. Run me my money, cuz. Like, that's what I feel like they were saying, right? But the banks are crashing in China. This was a commercial bank that people are sitting out of. Remember, the commercial real estate industry is flopped in China, and it's flopping here in the US and all over the world. And so, again, y'all, this is massive chaos. And at the end of chaos, at the end of chaos, there's always sun. There's always a better side at the end of chaos, because chaos can't go on forever. There has to be something else on the other side. Bad things and good things don't last forever, right? It's seasons for everything. And so we're in that collapse, that commercial banking crisis season. We experienced this in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. That was another great reset that happened in the 08 reset and 08 crisis, guys. So we're experiencing that again. This was expected. This is all about market cycles. And so after this, cycle is over, after this season is over, expect sun after the rain. Okay, that's all I can say. Now, shout out to the Bearable Bull. He said that there's a 0% chance that XRP won't go to new all-time highs this cycle. XRP has been dependent on Bitcoin to rise before it can rise in price. In this cycle, so far, we've seen a Bitcoin ETF approved and new all-time highs. We just saw Ethereum ETF approved, and probably going to see new all-time highs. You already know Solana's on the board, and potentially XRP for 2025. The stock market is at levels of support that supports bullish contact, and also everybody's talking about 100K plus Bitcoin price this cycle. So everything is looking bullish for this bullish cycle. But the biggest thing is understanding, what are the bullish catalysts for XRP? How do we know that XRP is ready for its moon mission? Okay, well, there's a lot of things that have happened since the lawsuit that has upgraded this system of XRP in ways that the world has no idea about, right? So understand something. It got relisted on all exchanges. The AMMs are live, which is the automated market makers. The Zaho side chain, which I hope you all got the Zaho side chain on your ZUM wallets. The Ripple stablecoin, Medico being a custody solution. Ripple IPO is likely to happen a little bit down the road, maybe 2025 or a couple of years after that, right? Crypto is highly politically talked about right now all over the country. It's a real big issue politically, okay? And understand that the case is inevitable to end by the end of this summer. So if we can get an ending of this case, okay, guys, where we are right now, Shout out to Waters Above Crypto. But where we are right now is very similar. If you all take a look, and I've covered this before, but remember, y'all, in 2017, this is what it looked like, right? We had this channel, right? We had this little channel right here. Channel 5 is what we can call it. We had channel 5, and after channel 5, we shot all the way up to the reset, and it reset here. Okay, same thing here. We're in this channel. Okay, we got channel 5. What do you think could potentially happen if we can exit channel 5? We might see an explosion of price, kind of how we saw back in 2017 when it took us all the way up to about $3.20 for price, right? So understand that that move was a 58,000% move. XRP moved 58,000% in value after that 2017 pattern actually happened. If we had a 58,000% value increase in XRP right now, let's see if we can even figure out that, okay? Pay attention, y'all. Let me go to the weekly real quick. If we can get a 58, let me see if I can get that 58,000%. Okay. Well, way above 58,000% is, again, way above $3, right? Let's see. 50. Okay, let's keep going. Hey, look, y'all, this is not a joke. Okay, look, a 14,000% on the weekly chart is an $87 XRP. I'm just here to pass on, little messages that I've picked up over time. Okay, y'all. Again, but how do we know that XRP could go up 58,000%? How do we know XRP in this bull cycle could just go crazy? How do we know? Because the switch has not been flipped. And I'm gonna let notfinancialadvice.crypto talk to y'all one more again.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at SWIFT? Former SWIFT board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan?
All right. So with that being said, family, that was our show for today. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to be here. Hopefully you all got some value today. Hopefully you got some knowledge and continue on your journey. Please tell your friends and family about our show. Invite somebody here, for the first time next week. If everybody can invite someone and just tell them, I really do appreciate you all. Every single person that tunes in really does help. It really does count. Our views have been skyrocketing on YouTube. So I'm really grateful for the YouTube community. Thank you all so much for supporting my vision. I just ask that you all please subscribe, man. It's more people watching than is subscribing. I can see that. So if you all please can subscribe to our channel, it really does help. It's free to subscribe. There's no cost to it. And, and that's just love. You know what I'm saying? A click of love. And please, if you enjoyed today's episode or any of our episodes, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment with your questions, your concerns, what you like, what you didn't like. People hop in there and they talk junk all the time in the comments. People hop in there and show love, and I welcome it all, because at the end of the day, I'm just grateful to be able to be engaged in each and every single one of you all's life. Listen, if you all did not sign up for our Rich Off Crypto Challenge, it is happening next Friday, the first Friday of August. So make sure you guys get your tickets. It's $99 for 3 days, and then $297 if you want to spend 3 days VIP with me. You can also tap into that as well. I appreciate everybody, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you all at the top, not just from the top. And yeah,